guys, back to another Duramax video. Judging by the comments on my last video, everyone seemed pretty excited about the build, myself included. I've already got a bunch of parts on order and I can't wait to start building it. Today we're going to do the most important thing you can do after you buy a used diesel truck or really any truck. We're going to start with some fluids and filters. We're going to start with fuel filters first. Let's hop into it. Man, oh man, look at that front end. Alright guys, I'm so excited to build this truck. This has been my favorite body style forever. Come over here to our fast lift pump here. Take off. I already changed these once. It had some fast filters on there. So this is actually the second lift pump I've had on it too. The first one I was on there when I bought it, and it randomly stranded me in a parking lot. I started puking diesel, like gallons of diesel all over the ground. So I tried to get them to warranty it, but since I wasn't the original owner, they wouldn't. So this is pretty much like 6 months old or something like that, lift pump. So I'm just gonna spin this bad boy off. Avoid the green rain if possible. Then I usually try and drain this water separator. I'll have to grab some pliers. Got some pliers on it. Now it's loose. I usually try and drain this water separator just to see what comes out. If it's mostly diesel, you're good. If it's water, you might want to change that early. I usually do that every time I get fuel. Then after it's done draining out of the valve there, I usually spin the whole thing off. Oh, guess there's more. Let's close it for a second. Right under the fender makes it a little bit awkward. Get it spun off. Then I always make sure too that there's no one right there. Extra O-ring on there. Otherwise you'll double them up, you'll have a mess. I'll have to get that off. Okay, get your water separator threaded on. And an important thing to remember is the water separator goes towards the front on the updated fast lift pump, because I had an older one on here before and the water separator was in the back and the fuel filter is in the front, and it took me a long time to figure out what was going on when I updated the lift pump. Just in case you guys run into that, make sure the water separator is in the front on the later version. I sometimes put a little diesel around the seal here so it seals a little better. But these ones look like they've been leaking, so there's probably enough diesel already on the mating surface. Then I usually just snug them down a little bit. Not too tight though. That took a lot longer than I thought it should. Sorry guys, I got busy talking and I left out the most important step. You want to leave the water separator a couple turns loose, tighten on the fuel filter, and then hit the key and it will prime fuel and you'll have a waterfall of fuel come out of there. You want to catch that and then you'll be able to tighten it down and it should be ready to go. That took a lot longer than I thought it should to prime. Let's see if it'll start up. Nice! Started up good, there didn't appear to be any leaks or anything. Runs good, it didn't stall, so I'd say we're good on those. Now I'm going to change the one under the hood. So many freaking leaves under the hood. Here's a pro tip. Never on a tree. Okay, we're back up front here. The fuel filter for the engine. This is the factory fuel filter right down there. And that cylinder thing on top is a priming plunger, just in case some of you have never done one of these filters. A lot of people take out this fender well, and then you can put your drain pan down under there and just drain it directly downwards. But I am feeling lazy and I don't want to take out the fender well, so I'm just going to try and get it this way. Okay, I got the water and fuel sensor detached down there. Kind of hard to get to, and she's trying to kill me. Now I got the filter loose. Should just be able to spin it off by hand. This is the hard part. Okay, I got the old filter off, and now you want to take this sensor off the bottom of it. That's the water and fuel sensor. I used to use some channel locks, just go like that, but after a while it starts to really chew up the filter. So recently I was on the Cornwell truck. I don't know if you can see that. Cornwell has an actual tool for Duramax water and fuel sensor removal. One end I think is like LML to L5P trucks, and then this is LB7 through LMM trucks, so L1 to 07 or L1 to 10. Let's see how it works. I've never actually used it yet. Seems like it works pretty good. And these do have a drain on the bottom of them, so if you wanted to drain it instead of taking it off the way I did, I don't really ever use the drain. It just ends up coating your front suspension with diesel. So I usually just try and delicately take it out the top of the engine bay. Now let's thread it into our new one here. Get this old O-ring off. Threader on there. Oh, maybe I should put some diesel on it first. You want to be careful with these wires. If you even bump those wires, it will throw a water and fuel code. The circuit's not complete, and it will think that there's water in your fuel filter. Let's get that tightened down. Wouldn't go super tight. Make sure your other gasket here is nice and lubricated. She's ready to go in. A little background on me. I worked at multiple GM dealers as a mechanic for several years, and now I work on diesel buses with ISL Cummins in them. Let's throw this thing in. Okay, like I said, I like to go down through the top here usually. Okay, not the easiest thing in the world, but it's not impossible. You just gotta have 3 elbows on one arm. Got it on, and I got the water and fuel sensor plugged back in. So then next I usually come with a big flathead right here. Loosen this screw up a little bit. By the way, this screw is usually plastic, but one day I came out to start my truck and the screw had disintegrated into basically a mush, and it had a huge diesel leak after that. So I went down just to O'Reilly's, and they have a metal one that's made for this, a brass one, but you have to buy like a 4-pack just in case anyone runs into that. All right, time to prime it. Just hit this plunger a few times. You can hear the air forcing its way out. Maybe. Might need to loosen the screw a little bit more. Try that. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, tighten the screw back down. Don't forget your light. Let's see if she'll start. Check for leaks, and that's it. Open your oil cap. And slide out your dipstick tube. Don't touch the positive battery there. Get it draining. Don't drop the drain plug in the oil. Now for the filter. These can be super tight sometimes on these trucks. I don't know why, but they get way tighter than a gas truck. Of course, it lubricates your frame all nice. Rub a little bit on the new sail. Slap her on. I don't usually pre-fill those. I have in the past, but it's a huge pain in the butt, so I usually don't. It goes away, it lays sideways. Just make sure it's nice and tight. I usually give my frame a squirt with some of the good stuff. Wipe it off a little bit. Okay, now top it off. World's biggest jug. This jug's on sale at Walmart right now for 47 bucks. And it's the perfect size for the Duramax. 10 quarts. The only downside is it's pretty awkward to lift compared to like a 5-quart one. Whoa, I almost did it right there. Almost overfilled it. Okay, start it up and see what we got. Got good oil pressure. She's full on the dipstick. Okay, now drain the Allison. I've already broken it loose. Well, that's good. It looks pretty much brand new coming out of there, so it must have been changed recently. Okay, I got the filter loose for the Allison. Oh, there it is. Okay, got the new filter pre-filled and tightened down. It's black for some reason. Now let's fill her up. So Allison specs this TES 295 ATF, where GM specs Dex 6, but everything I've read says this is the superior fluid. The only downside is this stuff's like $50 a jug, and it takes 7.5 quarts, so you'll need at least 2 of these because this is only 5. Time to go for a test drive. Doesn't get much better looking than these two. So I'm driving around a little bit after I finished all the fluid changes. And this is gonna sound crazy, but maybe those fuel filters were completely full because it has way more power, way more pep in the pedal than it did before. I'm gonna see if it's gonna do a burnout. I mean, you can't make fun of it though, because remember, it's a stock grandpa truck, so let's see what it can do. I'll do 2 takes. I didn't like the first one. You know, it didn't have enough spicy, but remember, she's only stock, so maybe in the future, if I get a tune or something, she'll be able to do a better burnout. Anyway, I love this truck. Thanks for watching. That's all I got. Comment, like, subscribe. Have a good one.